Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. This morning we're going to do a series of gently challenging sequences, and we'll be taking off from a poem called Kindness by Naomi Nye and doing some mettas or loving kindness expressions. So join me now as we take a seat where backs can be straight in their natural curves. Perhaps the knees and the bottom touching the ground, or feet on the ground if you're in a chair. Lifting up through the spine from the bottom of the sacrum up through the top of the crown and the back. A little tuck in the chin so the back of the neck is long. And then a relaxing down through heavy shoulders, letting the arms be heavy. Relaxing down through the organs into the belly and down through the feet or whatever is touching the ground. And bringing the awareness to the breath. Letting it come from the bottom as the diaphragm expands, the lower ribs to the side and the back. Letting that float up underneath the collarbones. And as you breathe, letting the exhale become a little longer. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment, like salt in a weakened broth. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrow and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, it is I you have been looking for. And then kindness goes with you everywhere, like a shadow or a friend. Option now to spread arms in the inhale, receiving the sorrow, and bringing the hands to the heart, finding the kindness within the exhale. Inhale, sorrow. Exhale, kindness. One more time. And then we'll do one metta or expression of loving kindness. I'll say a phrase, and the first time we do metta, we'll do it 3 times, we'll address ourselves. This is where compassion must start, and kindness. And you can repeat that. I'll give you some time. You can repeat that in your head if you would like. There will be 3 phrases. As I know my body, may I find ease, ease. As I know my mind, may I find peace, peace. As I know sorrow, may I find kindness, kindness. And 2 breaths just to seal that. Slide the hands forward along the floor, just as far as feels comfortable, and back. Plant one hand beside, lift the other one up and over. Just beginning to stretch through the lateral aspect of the body. Other hand comes down, reach up with the other, open through those side ribs. One more time on each side, up. Opening under the armpit and up. And bring one hand to opposite thigh, other one back behind, just an easy twist to one side. And coming around to the other side. Keeping length through the back. And coming back through center, lace the fingers and bring the palms forward and up. Open up so arms are wide out to the sides, into a thoracic twist, turning from the waist up, everything else staying in line. Then bring the fingers behind, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And once more, lean forward, sliding the hands forward. And come back up. Plant the hand, inhale up with the other hand and over, perhaps feeling this now down through the side of the hip. Inhale up and exhale over. Inhale up. And exhale over. And last time. Coming back through center, an easy twist as hand goes to opposite thigh. Coming round to the other side. One more time on each side. Long through the spine, feeling that spiral that opens the vertebrae in relationship to each other. And coming back through middle, lace the fingers forward, bring them up overhead, arms come wide, a thoracic twist, reaching out through elbows, through fingers. Then bringing fingers behind, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's widen the legs out in front and turn ankles. Feeling the ankles become a little more mobile and flexible. And round the opposite direction. I'm hearing a few cracks in mine. And then bringing the one arm to the opposite foot, fingers coming towards that opposite little toe. Diagonal stretch. Very aware of how you are feeling that back through the body. One more time on each side. Then bringing the feet up, bending the knees, hands come back behind. Little windshield wiper. Just small this time. Beginning to open up the hip joints. And then bring the knees down and the hand comes around towards the back corner of the room and over to the other side. Again, aware of the sensations that ripple back through the body. And coming back through center. Legs come wide once again. This time we'll point and flex the feet. Feeling the stretching on the top of the foot and the stretching in the shin and then back in the calf and the Achilles. And then back to the diagonal. Stretch forward with the fingers towards the pinky. And bringing the knees up into windshield wiper again, perhaps coming over a little farther this time. Waking up the hips, feeling the pelvis come into the world for one more day. And then swinging around with the arm, reaching back. Always the option to stretch out that top leg back a little bit too, if you wish. One more time on each side. And then this time when you come over, come into a full body twist. Head might come down, forehead onto the back of the hands. Coming back to your breathing. And pushing up, coming over center, and coming around to the other side. From here, we're going to go into a prone pose. So sliding out any props that are under you and wiggling down onto the front of the body, coming into Sphinx pose. Spreading the fingers, pulling back through the arms, feeling some forward motion coming within the body from the hips up through the lower ribs, keeping the gaze just to the front of the mat, letting the shoulder blades relax down towards the waist and the front lower ribs just gently tucked in. Awakening the lower back in a gentle way. Then let the chest come down, hands come under the shoulders. Press the top of the feet into the mat, engage through legs and up through hips and lift. You might have a little bit of pressure down through the hands, but you don't need much. This is mainly for the posterior chain strengthening. And then coming down a bit, open the arms out to the sides. Palms are outwards, and thumb is up. Hug the thighs, knees, feet together. And open with head and shoulders up. Not overstraining. Then bring the hands down along the body. Head comes down so that it's only 1 or 2 inches below the mat. Engage through the body as the feet and legs rise slightly into locust, becoming very long from the crown down through the toes. Welcome to modify or adapt any way you need to as we travel through this. And let it down. Lift up through the hands. Let the hands be extended as you come into child's pose. Hips to heels. Draw back through the spine. And then a little bit more through the bottom of the sacrum, the tailbone. A really good, nice stretch for the lower back. Then sliding the hands back, we'll come up onto the knees. Hands come to the heart. One hand reaches up, the other one comes down across the buttocks in the back and down the back of the thigh towards the back of the knee. Nice diagonal stretch here again. To the heart, other hand up, and the opposite one down. So never overstraining, let it be gentle. Probably about 70% of what you can do. And gradually, things will open more and stretch out. Now we're going to bring hands back behind the head and dip the head back, elbows are wide. Then coming into cactus pose. We're going to come slightly side to side. So dipping over to the side slightly in cactus pose and over to the other side. One more time on each side. Then staying in cactus for just a minute as we twist a little bit to one side and then to the other. And coming back through that once again, coming into Sphinx pose, pausing here for a moment, feeling that drawing back through shoulders and arms, legs, and the drawing forward up through the central part of the torso, the front of the spine. Allow the chest to come down, hands are under the shoulders into Cobra. Press into the top of the feet, engage up through the body, and lift. Opening the arms, palms out, thumbs up. Bringing hands along the side for locust. Head is a little lower, become long as legs come up several inches. Length more than height here. And then bring it down, bring the hands in, push up, hips come towards heels, coming into child's pose. Arms are extended out in front, drawing back through the hips, through the sacrum and the tailbone. Hands slide back, coming up onto the knees, and hands come to the heart. One reaches up, one comes down, the back of the thigh. Gaze rises, coming through heart, and the other side. One more time on each side. Coming back through center, hands come behind the head, dip the head back, elbows are wide. Then coming into cactus, a small side bend. Hips are very steady here. Then coming back through cactus, a little twist, just through the very mid-thoracic spine. Then bringing the hands down, we'll come into tabletop and we'll thread the needle. So make sure that the hands are directly under the shoulders for good support. Right hand can come up to the side, and we won't go through the whole time. The first time, just bring it through underneath the armpit and come back out. Reach up, opening through the front of the shoulder, and bring it through partially. One more time, reaching up. And this time, slide it through the whole way, bringing the head and the shoulder down onto the mat. Centering the hips. Option to bring the hand around the body, the left hand. And then unwrapping if you've wrapped, pushing yourself back up. Right hand under right shoulder, left arm sweeps up, opening the front of the shoulder a bit, and then through, reaches up and through, and one more time, up and through, this time coming through and down on the shoulder and side of the head, adapting as you need to for the shoulders you have. And bringing yourself back up. Again, coming into tabletop. This time we're going to turn our eyes towards a shoulder. Doesn't matter which one. Eyes go to the side as they look back at that shoulder, and the neck is turning towards that shoulder. Then let that little side movement ripple down through the spine, but keep the hips stable. So you're bringing that side movement down through the spine, and keep your eyes going back. This is good for the vagus nerve, settling it. And then coming out of it, coming through the center. Now the other side, bringing the head and eyes over to the shoulder on the other side. And once you've come there, letting that ripple down through the spine, hips are stable. So this is a small movement, and it's intended to be held for a few moments. And bring it out, fondly called the salamander. Coming into tabletop, calves and feet go over towards the right. Right hand takes the weight, left leg reaches out, left arm reaches up, opening up through heart and belly. Imagining kindness flowing from the heart. And then gaze and hand come down, swivel the feet over to the other side, weight comes into the left hand, right foot comes out and right hand comes up, radiating out the best of your energies. Such a nice opening. And then coming back through tabletop, hands come a little farther in front. We're coming up into a down dog, tucking the toes. And remember, you can always use fists or come down onto forearms if that is hard on the wrists. Lifting the hips, weight comes back over the feet. Let the knees be bent, be long, long through the spine. The inner elbows turning forward a bit, strong through the inner arms, feeling length through the sides of the body, back through the spine. And then you might paddle your feet a little bit. Nice way to open the back of the legs. But the goal is not necessarily to open the legs. It's more to stretch the back line of the body. And of course, the legs are part of that. But the knees are also a place where you can give that some relief. And then coming forward into your version of plank, you might be knees down, or you might be knees straight down from the shoulders. Reaching back through the heels, forward through the crown for 3, 2, and 1. Elbows come in, knees come down. Coming into a brief cobra. Pushing back up into downward dog. Push back, long. Feel the shoulder blades coming to the edges of the body on each side, and the inner abdominal muscles pushing back. Option 2, come up on tiptoes for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to come down into a prone position. Once again, just to rest for a moment. Option to bend the knees here and do a windshield wiper. Knees are a little bit wider apart, and then you just let the legs go back and forth. Bring some ease to the lower back, although we're trying hard to be kind to the lower back with everything we do. Then bringing everything long, reaching the fingers forward, reaching the toes down. Then rolling over onto your back and finding a place for the body to be comfortable on the back. We're going to do another expression of loving kindness here, a metta. The same one, this time directed towards a person who is near to you. Close in the heart, perhaps near geographically. As you know your body, may you know ease, ease. As you know your mind, may you find peace, peace. As you know sorrow, may you find kindness, kindness. And stretching out the legs. Bring the right knee up to the chest, give it a hug, relaxing down through the area behind the waist and behind the heart. Let the knee come over to the armpit. Bring that leg, heel up towards the ceiling. Knee can be as soft as is necessary. And giving it some support, opening that leg out to the side. Coming over the midline, turning slightly towards the other wall. And one more time, opening to the side. Aware of the groin and the hip. And coming across the midline slightly. Bring that leg up and then very slowly let it come down. Left leg gets a hug. Bring it to the armpit. Heel up towards ceiling. Open out to the side. Across the midline. Open out to the side. Across the midline, sensing any sensations up the side of the leg. Leg comes straight up and slowly comes down. Then bring both knees up to the chest. Separate the knees so they come towards the armpits. Coming into happy baby as feet rise up. And just letting the prana flow here, moving however you would like to in happy baby. You might kick your feet up a bit. You might roll back and forth over the sacrum. And then bringing your hands onto your knees. Circle the knees, feeling that as a circle on the back of your sacrum, pelvic area. Round and round. And then changing directions. Feeling the bone structure of the pelvis and the hips. Then coming to center, knees are bent above the hips, arms are wide. Let the knees come down to about 45 degrees. Pause, strong as you come up to middle, and over to the other side. Back and forth, perhaps feeling some stretch through the side of the hip, the side of the waist, even up through the side of the body to the armpit. And also aware of the muscles, the pelvic floor, the lower abdomen. Very active here. One more time to each side. Of course, the spine is also getting a little twist. It's mainly through the hips in this case. Bringing the knees back up to center, lift head and shoulders, fingers come behind the back of the skull, one leg reaches out and one knee comes up towards the chest. 4 leg extensions. Option to bring elbow to opposite knee. This bilateral movement is good for the multifidus, the little muscles between the vertebrae. And then lie back for a moment. Bring the arms up overhead. Lengthen for a moment. Flex the ankles, bring the arms up, fingers towards the ceiling, head and shoulders rise, fingers are pointed down towards the toes. And we're going to sit up here. You might use elbows to help you up, coming up into a sitting position, a Dandasana. And we'll come into a forward fold, keeping the natural curves of the spine as we do so. Knees can be as soft as necessary, bringing the chest towards the toes. Coming back up, exhaling forward, feeling the stretch in the lower back, but in a good way, so you shouldn't feel too much load there. And then option to come forward and take a C shape in the spine. And before you come up, unfold that C shape, chest towards toes, and come back up. Bring the hands back behind, fingers are forward, giving you support back behind your body. The weight is going to come into the heels as the hips rise up and the toes gently press down. Just finding your version of incline, and then coming back down with the hips, lying back, arms come up overhead. Sweep them up, fingers towards toes, coming up once again to a sitting position, forward fold, coming up, exhale, forward fold, come up, and this time come into a longer forward fold, option for the C shape. Then unfolding and coming up. We're going to come into Upboat, so toes come to the mat, hands are behind the thighs, just above the knees. Raise the calves, strengthen the front thighs and the abdominal muscles here. Hands might come out with palms up or not. Option here to bring knees in one direction and hands over in the other direction. So a kind of little twist as hands go one way and knees go the other way. And then coming back through center. And we're going to lie back once again. Skip this part if it doesn't serve you. Hands come up overhead. Fingers come forward towards the toes. Sitting up once again. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Spine is long. Chest coming towards toes. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Pause. Perhaps you feel that down through the buttocks. Inhale up. Exhale forward. C shape. Then bringing the chest towards the toes and coming up. And this time we're going to do an up plank. So hands come behind, fingers forward, feet are wide on the mat. You might have to play around where you want your feet and your hands completely here. Hips rise, and they might rise just a little bit. They might swing back and forth. They might rise up more. And you might hold up in up plank for 3, 2, and 1, and bring it down. And extend one leg out. Let's have the right leg extend out. And the left foot comes up by the thigh, maybe comes over, coming into a twist as the opposite hand of the knee comes around, or the forearm, depending on how much your hip joint wants to increase its range of motion, but be gentle with it. Inhale up, long through the spine, a little forward on the sits bones. And as you exhale, coming round through the lower ribs, just a slight turn. Inhale up, slight turn towards the shoulders coming round. Inhale up, and bringing the chin around, just to about 70% of what you could do. Relax and unwind. Bring the other leg out. Opposite foot comes up, maybe comes over. Hand or forearm around the knee. Kickstand back behind, pressing forward through the extended heel. Inhale up, exhale round. Inhale up, another exhale round. Until you're long through the spine with a lovely spiral. Release and unwind. Come forward with your hands behind and your feet in front of your hands. And then bring your hands in front of your feet. And raise your hips. Bringing the hands to the shins. Wiggling the feet in so they're under the hips. Pressing into the shins, long from the bottom of the crown up through, the bottom of the pelvis up through the crown. And then letting the body dangle down, hips are high, allowing the vertebrae to open a bit as you just dangle down. And walking hands over to one side, taking a little stretch through middle and over to the other side. Back through center. Fingers might track up the legs or hang and dangle down as you come up slowly into a standing position. Here we are in mountain. Let's clasp hands back behind. Take an inhale. Exhale as you push hands forward, interlaced, pushing forward. Inhale. Hands come up overhead, interlaced. Exhale, they come back behind. Pause for an inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale forward. Inhale up. And exhale back. Inhale. And then exhale forward. Inhale up. And exhale back. Let's do a breath of joy. So we'll go inhale, arms forward, inhale, arms out to the sides, inhale up, and then bringing soft fists down with elbows coming back and knees bending. Inhale, inhale, inhale. One more time. Feet are under the hips, aware of the weight coming down into the heels, out to the outside of the heels, across to the bounds of the first and second toes. Arches are engaged a bit. That energy coming up through knees. Knees are firm but soft. Turning in through the inner thighs, just below the groin area. Engaging through the glutes as the sits bones squeeze together. Long through the spine, shoulders relaxed, up around the back of the neck, over the skull, and then relaxing down through jaw, heart and lung area, shoulders, belly, and down the legs, into the bottom of the feet. Trusting gravity and trusting the strength of the body to hold itself erect. Coming into steeple fingers, or you can have your hands apart from each other, bringing them up overhead. Inhale from feet up through fingers, and exhale over, long lateral opening now, down through the side of the hip. Inhale up, exhale over, stay long through the spine. Again, not so much distance, inhaling up and coming over, but more the length with the long, smooth spine. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up, and this time as you come over, press into the toe of the outer leg, the leg on the outside. So you get a little bit more feeling through the side of the leg. Inhale up, and pressing into the toe again on the other outside side. Really feeling that lateral aspect of the body opening. And then keeping the hands, they might come a little wider with palms facing each other above. Just a little twist to one side, twist to the other side. It's not big here. And coming back through middle. We're going to come into a mudra where the index finger comes down over the mound of the thumb, and the thumb crosses over the index finger. And then the three other fingers just stay together. And you can bring that down to the side of your body. Inhale that up overhead. And bring it down to one side. Bring it up overhead and down to the side. It's a nice mudra for just awareness. It also is one that kind of stabilizes the body. It engages glutes and lower back in a very safe way. And then bring one hand to each side and just swing a little bit, keeping that mudra. Engaging through the core in a gentle way and allowing that mudra to have its effect in keeping the hips and lower back quite stable. Then we're going to bring hands behind. Palms might come together or just fingers. Bring the hands back behind the body. And we'll come over to the side and up and over to the side. When I do this, I feel this particularly around the mid body, sides of the waist. Interesting how much of the sides of the body there is to stretch out, and we don't do it often in everyday life. And then coming up through center, again, a little twist to the side, and you'll feel this one differently. Now your shoulders can turn quite a bit, so the upper to mid torso is getting a nice massage through the spine. Keeping the hands back there, we're going to bend forward so the torso comes parallel. Press through the feet, maybe the heels press apart a little bit, knees can be soft, and then come back up. Keep the hands back there for just one more thing as we squeeze the shoulder blades together and open through the chest. Then release the hands, bring the feet a little wider than hip width apart, and we're going to come into chair. So hands come out in front, palms facing each other. And then come down into a forward fold, toes are straight out in front of you. Hands might come to the shins, and then hips out in the back, coming back up into chair. Back into the shin pressing forward fold. Back up into chair for 3, 2, 1. Then come down with the hips. Hands come down, fingers might touch the mat. The back, I have my palms so they're facing down, and the palms sweep up. Come back behind the head, over the chest, down the backs of the legs, hovering down the backs of the legs. Knees bend, hips come back, palms are down as you come up once again. Behind the head, in front of the chest, hovering in front. And then hovering down the back of the legs, knees bend, hips back, palms down out in front of you, and lift up. One last time. Back behind, front, back down the back side of the body, hips are down, knees are bent, palms down, and lift up. Coming down through cactus and down to the sides of the body. Let's come into warrior one. So one foot is forward and one foot back, a little bit of space in between the heels. The back foot at about 35 degrees, or toes forward if that is hard on the hips. And we'll come into cactus here. Aware of the shoulder blades coming towards the spine. Aware of that glute in the back leg, keeping strong to support the leg that is back, aware of hip flexor opening, and the abdominal muscles, the psoas, working to keep that front leg in line, pressing into both feet, and relaxing down a little bit, allowing the earth to hold you up. Then let's come down into peaceful warrior. Arms are in an A frame and hands are forward, palms are forward. Opening through the heart. Sweep the arms up, become long. Fingers are up towards the ceiling. Feel the length from the feet firmly against the mat, up through legs, strong in the glute in the back, reaching up through the body, and then opening from the front of the pelvis, up through the collarbone, shoulder blades squeezing together, glute firm. Long through the spine. Doesn't have to be a huge back bend. And then bringing the hands down and sweeping them once again, becoming long from the feet, up through the torso, up through crown and fingers, and then coming back into your back bend. Just really an opening through the front of the spine. Keep the hands up, bring them forward, bring the fingertips together in front of you. So fingertips are coming together in front of you, and you're pressing the fingertips towards each other. Imagine there's a light in between your hands, and that light, the glow, is coming back through the arms, back down the back to the lower back, down the leg to the heel, and the front foot is active as well. Option here to bring hands down to the mat, slightly, just touch down, and come back up. And then bring that foot forward and hands down. Bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly, and just let things integrate a little bit, a breath or two. Then coming into warrior one on the other side. Aware now of the feet changing places and the glute on the other side. stabilizing that back leg. The hip flexor opening on that back leg. And the strength of the psoas, the abdominal muscles, helping you keep stability in that front leg. Coming into cactus, shoulder blades tucking in towards the spine. And coming down into A-frame, palms forward for peaceful warrior. Arms swing forward and up, very aware of sinking down into the feet and then lifting up. Arches are bright, energy coming up through legs, up through torso, up through the fingertips, and then opening the pubic bone, up through the breastbone. Shoulder blades coming together slightly, and then hands come down. And once again, come up, becoming long, aware of feet, aware of belly, aware of neck and crown, fingertips, and then opening. Letting the back bend go, bring the fingertips together in front. The palms are apart from each other, imagining there's a light in between your hands, pressing the fingers together, kind of letting the glow of that light turn on the whole posterior chain of the body. Adapting as you need to here. Feet might have to come a little closer together. And then option to bring hands down, just fingertips grazing the mat, and coming back up, pressing together, and bringing the hands down and feet together. We're going to end with one more metta, this time for a person who is farther from you, or a group of people that might be farther in a heart sense or geographically. As you know your body, may you find ease. Ease. As you know your mind, may you find peace. Peace. As you know sorrow, may you find kindness. Kindness. Bring your weight into your left foot. The right foot comes forward just a step and goes out towards the corner of the room. Start a rocking motion so the heel in the back comes up, and you rock back onto the back foot and the toe comes up in the front. And we'll become what is called mother pigeon, opening arms, could be father pigeon, and protecting the nest. Opening the arms to all that the world holds, and loving kindness to whatever is in your sphere. Bring the hands down. We'll come to the other side, weight into the other foot, and the opposite foot forward, beginning that rocking motion. As heel rises in the front, weight comes back, and the toe rises in the front. And then beginning to open the arms to the sorrows of the world and bring them into a sense of kindness. One last cycle. And we'll come down into a lying position to finish our time together. Coming into a resting position. Just allow your hips and shins, calves, heels, area of the shoulder blades, and the head to just relax down a moment. Then bring arms out wide from the shoulders. Right foot is extended, left foot comes up by the right thigh. Move the hips over to the left. Left foot comes up on right thigh, and draw that knee across. Finding a place that is comfortable, aware of the sensations of this position, relaxing through belly and hips, through the backs of the thighs, calves, down into the bottom of the feet and the toes. Relaxing through the back of the waist and behind the heart. And rolling back through center, left leg extends out, right foot comes up by left thigh, bring the hips over to the right slightly, foot up on the opposite thigh, and drawing it across. Finding your place of ease here. Once again, relaxing down through legs and feet, through pelvic floor and hips, up through intestines, the organs of the body, heart and lung, just relaxed, up through the neck and the temples. The forehead, softening through all the follicles of the hair. Relaxing through the little muscles around the eyes, the eyeballs, and the area behind the eyes. Back into the center of the midbrain. Down through cheeks and tongue, lips and jaw. Just breathing. And rolling back, finding a comfortable position for just a few more moments here. May kindness raise its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for." May kindness go with you like a shadow or a friend. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.